feel like you're spinning. The reason that water lays flat out there is because that's what water always does. It's called fluid statics. How is 70% of the Earth ocean on a ball? You think it's funny, but I'll give you $100 cash if you can answer 3 questions about the globe. I'm so crazy for not believing in $100 cash. Yeah, exactly. So supposedly the Earth has a radius of 3,959 miles and curves at 8 inches per mile squared to 1,000 miles, which means you see the curvature at 1.225 times the square root of the observer side in feet. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that means that 1 foot off the surface, you should see the curvature at 1.2 miles. But we have an observation 1 foot off the surface where we actually see the horizon over 10 miles away. So we falsify what they said the Earth was because we measured it. That's why the Congress has actually admitted that they censor it. What's so funny about the government forcibly censoring truth? I don't think that's funny. That's why most of you guys are still scared of the air. You watch the news and believe whatever they say. They would never lie. The Earth's not a spinning ball. Do you feel like you're spinning right now? So what you think I'm crazy for not believing is when you see the sun set in the sky, it's actually sitting still. You're just falling backwards 1,000 miles an hour, and it looks like that. The other option is that the sun moves in the sky. Oh, here we go. As soon as we went live. In a world where Austin's mic is tripping. There's not a spinning ball in a vacuum. I'll give you $100 cash if you can answer 3 basic questions about the globe Earth. $100 cash, no strings attached. You don't have to pay to play. You don't have to pay me if you get anything wrong. $100 cash. The first question, I'll even tell you what the first question is. How many times does the globe Earth supposedly spin every 24 hours? How many times does the Earth supposedly spin every day? If you get that and the next 2 questions right, you get $100 cash. Because I'm making a point. If you think I'm crazy for not thinking the Earth is flat, you should at least know something about the globe Earth, right? Because I do. I've studied it for 5 years and tested it. If you don't know anything about it, how can you say you know I'm wrong about it? You don't even know what it is that you believe in yet. It's like saying you know the Bible's real, but you never read Genesis. That's weird, bro. Why would I listen to what you have to say about the Bible? You've never read it. Why would I listen to what you have to say about the Earth if you've never even studied what the Earth supposedly says it is? Well, it doesn't say anything. The Earth's not a spinning ball in a vacuum. It's flat. And the sky resets over top of us for all recorded history, which means it's the center of everything. Why would they lie? Why would they even lie about this? Why does the government lie about anything? I don't know. So you think NASA's the one governmental agency that didn't lie when they said they went to the moon in 1969? They just can't go back anymore? That's insanity, bro. But we have pictures of the Earth from space. Well, NASA says that they're just cartoons. NASA says we don't even have pictures of the Earth from space. Hey, bro, do you think the Earth is a spinning ball in a vacuum? Yeah. Really? Did you know it's actually not? It's flat? Oh, yeah. Do you think we went to the moon in 1969? It provably is flat, though.
He screwed up.
Look, that's what Glovers do. They run away. $100 cash to anyone that can answer 3 basic questions about the globe Earth that I'm so crazy for not believing in correctly. $100 cash. $100 cash. I'm just trying to give some bread away, bro. It's an easy lick. You got to put your dumb phones up, though. So some of you guys are breathing oxygen right now. Some of you guys aren't. I guess you're still scared of it. But anyway, we checked the air. It's still good. And the oxygen you have, that's gas pressure. Oxygen is a gas. We have gas pressure on the Earth. How can you have gas pressure next to a vacuum? How does that work? Do you know what a vacuum is? Well, there's actually no such thing, but a theoretical vacuum is. It's very, very low pressure. So the gas pressure would immediately fill the vacuum. Have you ever turned on a vacuum cleaner? So imagine turning on a vacuum cleaner beside some air, and then the air just staying still beside it. That's not how it works. It immediately fills the available space. So what they said outer space is, a near perfect vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 torr, is literally impossible. There's something containing the air on the Earth. It's the only way you're breathing. At least some of you guys are breathing. The Earth's not a spinning ball in a vacuum. They lied. It's flat. We've measured it. There's tens of millions of us all around the world, and that's why the government censors it. They admitted in Congress they censor flat Earth. If it's so crazy, why would you have to censor it by force? But the government would never lie, right? The same government that supported the atrocity of slavery, the same government that started the Vietnam War with a false flag attack and admitted we actually attacked our own ships, the same government that lied about 9/11, said there were weapons of mass destruction, and then came out and said, oh, never mind, no there aren't, but we're going to stay there for another 13 years. The government always lies. Why would you blindly believe the government that's notorious for lying? That is crazy. The Earth's not a spinning ball vacuum that defies physics. I debate aerospace engineers, which is what you would call rocket scientists. They can't answer my questions either. So, what's up with that? You don't. It's not rocket science. The Earth's not moving. That's why you don't feel like it's moving. Do you feel the Earth moving? The only way you feel the earth spinning is if you've been drinking tequila. And then you lay down, get the spins, got to roll over and throw your feet on the ground because the earth doesn't spin. That's how you stop spinning. So does the water look flat over there? No, it's actually curving. Yeah, water always finds its level. It's called fluid statics, but who needs science? We have the government and CNN. The government would never lie in a world. Hey, you guys want me to tell you oh, I'm glad you guys asked. I'll tell you a history story. According to the official narrative, we brought Nazis over here in Operation Paperclip, and we took an SS officer by the name of Werner von Braun and put him in charge of space exploration, and he's the one that took us to the moon. He also wrote a science fiction book in the 50s where the main character's title is Elon, and he discovers the first civilization on Mars. Just like in 2021, they say there's a guy named Elon Musk about to take us to Mars. So the Nazi wasn't just apparently, supposedly, at least, good at murdering millions of people. He was also a prophet. Interesting. So I guess we can't go to the moon again because we're out of Nazis.
Yeah, but China just announced that it's sending its crews to Mars, though.
China just announced they're sending their first human to Mars. Wrap it up. It's over. China would never lie. Dude, they're going to double down. It's crazy. I thought they were going to absorb flat Earth. They're going to double down on it. What's up, Chad? $100 cash to anyone that can answer 3 basic questions about the globe Earth. And if you think that's too small time, there's $1 million reward to anyone that can demonstrate water bending to the outside of a ball that spins. $1 million. $1 million. It's been offered for 2 years and no one ever wins it. What's up with that? $100 cash. All you gotta do is answer 3 basic questions about the official story that I'm so crazy for not believing in. You don't know anything about it. So that's called zealotry. You blindly believe in something adamantly without even knowing what it is. That's weird. You're going to blindly believe a story the government told you without even understanding it. But are the other planets flat? They're just lights in the sky. They all move. What's going on in the world?
Try using a fucking telescope once in your life.
Yeah, you guys can actually just study the stars. You can use a telescope or a P900 or a P1000. There's lights in the sky look just like the other stars. I thought they were spherical planets. Well, no, they're not. They're pulsating orbs of light. They're not even static, which means still they move. They're just lights in the sky, and they all go east to west and reset every single year around Polaris. But I thought we were shooting around in space, like 6 to 11 different vectors. Their story changes a lot. It's hard to keep up. So we're on an elliptical orbit, but we just never feel the change of direction, even though a pilot like almost breaks his neck when they change direction, going like significantly slower than that. You never feel it. You're just going all kinds of motions right now. You don't feel it. I can't say all the particulars because it's part of the questions.
Isn't it ironic that there's flamingos over there, so they put their heads in the sand?
Yeah, look, you guys are like the flamingos. Exactly. You guys are just like the flamingos. Just put your head in the sand. Don't pay attention. Who cares? I got to post a pic for the gram. When's Drizzy's new album coming out? I got a Netflix show I got to get home for. But how does this change my life? I work a 9 to 5. Well, that means the government's lying to you, dude. Of course they are. And of course, if the Earth's the center of everything, that means it was created. So you should probably figure that part out too. No, believe it or not, you did not come from monkeys. That's stupid. Lightning did not strike primordial soup, and then rocks turned into fish that grew feet because they were like, this water's whack, then turned into rodents, that turned into apes, that turned into humans with no intermediate species or evidence of that. None of that's true. It took billions of years, just believe us. No. How about no? So we still have apes, we still have humans. Where are the ones in between? Oh, they just all died. So none of that's real. And they couldn't even propose that theory without the globe Earth claiming that it's billions of years old from thousands of light years away is where all the other different stars are. They literally have to use the heliocentric model to lie about everything in a world. You guys say that we're conspiracy theorists, but the truth is that you're a coincidence theorist. Everything I'm saying to you, you're just like, oh, that's a coincidence. No, it's just a coincidence. NASA just has cartoons. So let's see how many times that you can be coincidence theorists. So Luciferians are the ones that actually propose the lie onto you. If you've ever heard the number 666, let's see how many times the globe Earth coincidentally has 666 in it. So the diameter of the moon is 2,160. That's 6 times 6 times 60. The circumference of the Earth, supposedly, in nautical miles is 21,600. That's 6 times 6 times 600. Supposedly, the Arctic North and South circles are at 66.6 degrees. We're supposedly on a 66.6 degree tilt while we go around the sun, 66,600 miles per hour, using gravity discovered in 1666 by Isaac Newton when an apple fell on his head, and the number for gravity is 6.66. Oh, these are all just coincidences, though. Oh, and then there's something called the Selenian eclipse, also known as the impossible eclipse, where the sun and the moon are both in the sky during the eclipse. According to the globe Earth, you have lunar eclipses because the sun is blocked by the Earth and casts a shadow onto the moon. Well, how can that be happening if both the sun and the moon are up above the horizon at the same time? You know what time they say they first recorded the Selenian eclipse? 1666. 1666. These are all coincidences. You guys are coincidence theorists. No, the government would never lie. They're just coincidences. Of course, they also say in their literature and the highest levels of masonry that they are sun worshippers. They say sun's the perfect embodiment of enlightenment. That's why they told you that it's a heliocentric model, because they worship Helios. That's what the Statue of Liberty is. It's a Helios statue. Why don't you Google it on your dumb phone, look up the Helios statue, and tell me if it looks familiar. They're identical. Yep. So it's a male missing his male anatomy. I don't want to get too graphic, but they actually worship the idea of Nimrod or Osiris, which is why there are phallic symbols all over the city and all over DC and all over New York City. Because the story is that he was dismembered into 14 pieces, but they found all the body parts except for his penis. I don't know how to say it. And so then Isis replicated it in gold and impregnated herself. This is actually what the most powerful people in the world believe, right? So as you laugh and all this, you're a slave, bro. You're a slave. You're laughing, defending people that think that you're a slave. And they lied, and you're not even allowed to be a 33rd degree Mason unless you know what the Earth is. The G stands for lots of things. It's the 7th letter in the alphabet. 7's the sacred number of sacred geometry. Stands for lots of things. Gnosticism's what they'll tell you. Grand architect. Gnosis, right? Like Gnostic beliefs. It also stands for geometria, which is measurement of the Earth. And that's why it has a square and a compass. That's how you measure a flat Earth. When you use a compass, it goes to 32 degrees, missing the center, which would be the 33rd degree. Well, they're obsessed with 33 because of this. And numerous other reasons, right? Whenever you do Kundalini or whatever you call it, there's actually supposedly 33 vertebrae in your spine, and it spins around your spine, which is what the infamous medical symbol comes from. Yeah, the caduceus and Hermes. Yep. So they're like crazy religious people, and they're not even going to allow you into the Masons if you're an atheist. They consider it the dumbest ideology that exists. But a lot of you guys think that you're really smart because you believe their joke about atheism. Do you see the irony? Do you see how rich the irony is? So why does it matter if they lied? Well, that means the Earth's the center of everything, which means someone created it. Uh-oh. So, yeah, the Earth doesn't move. The Earth is flat. It's no big deal. You guys see that lake out there and how it's flat? That's because water always finds its level. It's not complicated. Water always finds its level. Large bodies of water do not curve around the ball, spinning in a vacuum. That's dumb. So how is 70% of a ball flat? That makes no sense. Why do we see mountains from 200 miles away that should have been hidden by 1 mile of Earth curvature based on like globe Earth math, but we saw the mountains from top to bottom? What's up with that? Why we see the entire Chicago skyline from 60 miles away, which should have been completely hidden by Earth curvature? That makes no sense. So what's up? We actually measured the Earth. It's not curving. $100 cash to anyone that can answer 3 basic questions about the globe Earth I'm so crazy for not believing in. $100 cash. Since I'm so crazy I don't believe in it, at least prove you know something about it. I'll give you $100 cash and even tell you what the first question is. How many times does the globe spin every 24 hours? In this pseudoscientific fairy tale. It's the easiest question I could come up with. How many times does the Earth supposedly spin every 24 hours? Once, that's correct. You want to try to get the 100? All right, the second question. How far away is the sun?
According to the globe, how far away is the sun?
According to globe science.
Globe science, sorry. Isn't it like
93 million. I'll give you another chance though. All right, number 2. What's the circumference of the Earth?
Yeah,
24,901. Thanks for playing though. You should take a card. Take a card. Yeah, there's a QR code on the back of this. And it'll take you to all the information. If you have any questions, it sounds crazy, but you just got to open your mind and research it. Yeah.
Getting educated by flat earthers is confusing, I know.
Yeah, like crazy dumb flat earthers having to teach you is really melt your mind. I get it. Hey, do you guys feel like you're spinning right now? Show of hands if you feel like you're spinning. Oh, I'm glad we're all on the same page. You're right. You don't feel like you're spinning. You feel like you're spinning? Hey, man, you need to check your boy over there. He's got some vodka or something, bro. Something's going on. You feel like you're spinning 1,000 miles per hour right now, bro? That's a cool story. The reason you don't feel like you're spinning, you know why? Because the Earth doesn't spin. The Earth is stationary. So Egypt built megalithic structures that line up with the same stars they still do today. How does that happen from thousands of years ago? Because the sky does the same thing over and over every single day for all recorded history. So most people are just robots, though. Doesn't matter how much facts and evidence I give them, they're going to leave here thinking that they're going to tell a story. There was this crazy guy at the park. He thinks the Earth is flat. But they know nothing about it. They literally know. They're just like, they don't want to be the person that's not part of the in crowd. Right? Like, it's like the same people that would have been cool with slavery back in the day because everyone else was cool with it, I guess. I can talk about it, yeah. So I guess we'll just do whatever the majority thinks, right? Because that means that slavery was cool back then. That's dumb. So you have to look at the evidence, not what everyone else thinks. People get really triggered. The Earth's not a ball. I'm sorry we didn't go to the moon. I'm sorry. It was a lie. It was just a story. They filmed it in the studio. It's not a big deal. No, the government would never lie. Why haven't we been back to the moon since? Why do they say it's impossible for us to go back in 2021? That it's too dangerous and they destroy the technology. Crickets. The Earth's not a spinning ball. You're special. The Creator made you the Earth center of everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Does that sound crazy?
You want to win $100?
You want to try the game for $100? $100. Okay. If you get 3 questions right about the...
Watch your ankles, don't trip.
If you get three questions right about the globe Earth, you get $100. Since people think we're crazy for not believing in it, I just know no one knows anything about it. This is the easy one, though. How many times does the Earth supposedly spin every day? 1 time. That's correct. Okay? So, what is the radius of the Earth? The distance from the center to the edge.
Like 1,000 miles?
No, 3,959. You want to try again? Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, have a good one. So no one knows anything about the globe Earth. No one. No one remembers anything they were taught. I've been in Philly, Washington, D.C., Atlantic City, New Orleans, Chattanooga, all around. I'm going all around the United States. In none of these cities does anyone know what the Earth is. They'll just scream the Earth is round. So are quarters. So is a pizza.
You know you're doing well when you
Yeah. Like, that's all you ever get is someone that does a drive-by and they scream, "No, the Earth's a ball, I promise."
So are tables.
Yeah.
So are pennies.
Tables, pennies, quarters, pizzas, those are all round. They're also flat.
Also flat.
Interesting.
Learn your shapes.
Hey, there's something called the Antarctic Treaty. Every major world superpower has agreed it's illegal for you to travel and explore past the 60th south latitude, which would prove the Earth's a ball because you come up on the other side of the ball. You think that's just another coincidence that every government in the world's agreed that it's illegal for us to go there? No big deal. Just a coincidence.
Hypothetical question. At what point do you flip upside down if you dig through the earth?
Oh, yeah.
When does it...
There you go. Hypothetically, if I'm digging down in the earth, at what point is it that I flip upside down? Don't worry. It's okay. The deepest we've ever dug is 7.8 miles. You can't go deeper than that. It's around the same distance as the Mariana Trench, the deepest area of the ocean. You can't go any further than 7.8 miles. How do they know what's 4,000 miles down in this magic spinning pseudoscientific cartoon ball? They don't. It's a lie. And whenever the globe Earth had predictions of what they should find as they went down, they were wrong the whole way. They thought it would be hot where it was cold, wet where it was dry. They can't even predict down to 8 miles. You think they know what's 4,000 miles down on a spinning ball in a vacuum? Hey, did you know the Earth's not a ball in a vacuum, bro? It's flat.
This dog's a flat earther.
Yeah, your dog knows the Earth's flat. When you're walking, he's not accounting for Earth spin. Hey, flat smack drive-by. The Earth's not a spinning ball in a vacuum. That's stupid. That defies physics. $100 cash, bro. Where are all the takers? Come take the stupid flat earther's money. What's up, chat?
42 watching, nice.
That's whack. In a world where no one knows what the world is.
Oh, I gotta share that.
I think I'm clashing with Jaren. I think Jaren's live.
I'm gonna share this in my group.
Hey, You don't have to blindly believe your teachers that are brainwashing you. The earth is flat. The earth is flat. It's not a ball that spins in a vacuum. You're not spinning right now. That's why you don't feel like you're spinning. You can actually trust your senses. So when you feel like you're not spinning, it's because you're not spinning. And when you look at that water out there, you see how that water's laying flat? It's because water always finds its level. They say most of the earth is water. Well, how is most of a ball flat? So the earth's not moving and it's flat, and it's the center of everything. The Creator made you and He loves you. He made you beautiful and special with a spirit. You're very special. Don't let them lie to you and tell you that everything came from nothing and you came from monkeys and there's nothing special about you. You're beautifully made in the image of the Creator. The earth's the center of everything. All the stars have reset around Polaris, the North Pole star, for all recorded history, which means the earth is the center of everything. You're very special. You live on a very special place. It's all love. That's the main reason I actually do this, is for children that are being indoctrinated. If you're an adult that wants to just blindly believe fairy tales and lies, go for it. But leave the children out of it. Just like you're brainwashing the children to be scared of the air. They don't even know what normal childhood is anymore. It's sad. And then, would everyone be in on this lie? No, that's not a good question. Most people think the earth's a ball. The teacher's not intentionally lying to the children. They think the earth's a ball too. They just don't understand anything about it. They just read the textbooks. Most of the people that work at NASA, they're compartmentalized. They just do their little job. They think the earth's a ball. Only the people at the higher levels actually know they're lying. Like the people that use green screens on the ISS and glitch out and their hands go through microphones and go through coffee cups and they get picked up on harnesses. Because, if you're really in space, on low Earth orbit, on the International Space Station, you have to fake it with a green screen and virtual reality and harnesses. Because if you're really up there, you'd have to fake it. But don't worry, we went to the moon in 1969. We just can't go back because we destroyed the technology. They don't even claim they can go to space anymore.
I'd love to go.
There's no real pictures of the Earth.
We destroyed that technology.
Yeah. Don Pettit, one of the world's most famous astronauts, verbatim quote, "I would go back to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back." It's 2021, bro. You can't replicate technology from the 60s? That's ridiculous. Technology doesn't regress. It gets better and cheaper. Oh, and they also accidentally recorded over all the telemetry data that would prove they went. The people that get billions of dollars a year, they couldn't afford to buy some new tapes.
Hey, NASA, where's that data? I don't know.
So there's no proof of it. When they came back and said they brought moon rocks and gave it to Holland, they tested it and it was petrified wood. Why would they lie about moon rocks if they really went to the moon? Why do they show us cartoons if they have real pictures? Why can't they go back if they went in 69? I guess we're just out of Nazis, since supposedly Nazis are the one that took us to the moon. Operation Paperclip, it's declassified. So you guys blindly believe Nazis? You believe Nazis wouldn't lie to you? Because we can't go back. There's no pictures of the Earth from space. Just Google it. Every single picture you see is a cartoon. NASA admits they're just cartoons. NASA says that. You turn around and laugh, you weren't ready for the end of it. NASA says they're cartoons. That's what they say on their website. They say they're not real pictures. So you're laughing at NASA. You're saying NASA's lying because they say it's just cartoons. Of course it's Photoshop because it has to be. Direct quote from Robert Simmons, who's infamous for the blue marble picture, one of the most famous pictures of supposedly Earth from space. They admit it's Photoshop, cartoons, artist renditions. So what's going on? If they've really been to space and the Earth's really evolved, then why do they have to constantly lie and show us cartoons? Why do we give them $60 million a day? $60 million every day, and they can't even fake another moon mission? What's going on? It's because they had black and white TVs back then. They could have showed you Godzilla and people would have believed it. See, now we have 4K in our pocket. They can't fake it anymore. Oh, we're going to go back to the moon in 2 years. We're going to push it back 4 years. Oh, we're going to push it back 6 years. Oh, we're going to push it back 8 years. They've been claiming they were going to go back to the moon for like 5 decades. They'll never go back. You can't go there. There's no back involved. You'd have to go there in the first place. Oh, no, they played golf on the moon, bro. Seems legit. They played golf on the moon.
If Neil says the Earth is an oblate spheroid, then why is every photo we get a perfect ball? Or
Yeah,
it's a
there you
little
go.
golf ball.
That's a good point. Neil deGrasse Tyson tells us that the Earth's an oblate spheroid. Actually, it's more pear-shaped. Then why did every picture NASA show us a perfect sphere? They can't even get their own story straight. This is because you can't map out the Earth on a ball. You actually have to flatten it to even try to map it out and pretend the Earth's a ball. So what's going on? Neil deGrasse Tyson, one of the most famous quote-unquote scientists in the world. He also says you can't see the curvature of the Earth from
That
128,000
stuff
feet.
is flat.
Yeah, that stuff is freaking flat. You'd be 2 millimeters off this beach ball. But when we watched the Felix Baumgartner jump, they showed us this huge curvature. Why do they have to make it look like it's a ball whenever it would actually be flat? If the Earth's actually a ball, why would they have to lie and show you distorted pictures that make it look curved where it's not? You normally don't have to lie a lot when you're telling the truth. Bill Nye told me when I was in 3rd grade that the reason that people know the Earth's not flat anymore is because when you look out over the ocean, you see the boats disappear behind the curve.
That's how you know.
That's how you know the Earth's a ball. Well, actually, I document it all the time. I have hundreds of different observations, as do the millions of flat earthers that exist. You see the boat disappear, and then you can pull out binoculars, you can see the boat again. And then you can pull out a P900 and see the boat again. Did my P900 have X-ray vision?
Magical zoom powers.
Magical zoom powers. I'm Superman for a second. I can see through things. The Earth's not a spinning ball. The reason the boat disappears is because you can't see forever. You have an angular resolution limit to your eyes. When you increase the optical zoom, you could see farther, so you could see the boat again. It didn't go over a magical ball. There's no curvature anywhere. Water doesn't curve.
Lighthouses.
Lighthouses couldn't work on a globe Earth. You see lighthouses from way too far, they would be obstructed by curvature of the Earth. So if you walk up to a mound of dirt or a hill, can you see through it to the other side? Of course not. The Earth has to do this if it's a ball. It's basic geometry. You have to see the curvature at a certain rate based on geometry. They made a shape claim. So geometry is the study of measuring shapes. Well, they made a size and shape claim of the Earth, and it doesn't curve at that rate. We falsified it. That's why the government censors it. And there are actual slaves that walk around and then attack us for trying to wake them up and defend their leaders that are lying to them. How crazy is that? It's like when people used to break away from the slaves back in the day, and then another slave would be like, "Master, he's trying to get away." That's what you guys are doing when you ridicule me. What a clown world. You know nothing about it. I'll give you $100 cash if you can answer 3 basic questions. You can't do it. Come up here and bring your best flat earth question. See if you can stump the stupid flat earther. You can't do it. You say you don't believe in scientists. I debate them on a regular basis. Astrophysics professors, aerospace engineers, the people that you revere, I debate them on a regular basis. They can't answer the second law of thermodynamics applied to the pressurized system by the vacuum. They can't answer that. I know you can't answer it.
Tell them they can come up in groups too and act as one.
You guys can come up in groups and actually act as one. You can try a group effort to answer the questions.
$100.
$100 cash. Bring your little groups up here.
Actually, I have $100.
I know you would not be able to answer the questions. That's why you won't come up here.
I have $100 too. So $200 if they want.
Oh, 200. Dang, 200 cash. And by the way, here's a little no lesson for you. There's something called gammas. What they do is they stand at a distance and they try to ridicule to self-project their own insecurities because they're not very confident. So you can come up here and talk to me like a man if you want to. I don't think so, though. There's not a spinning ball in a vacuum. That's stupid. Also, you don't have to be scared of the air. America's so free, we have lockdowns now. Yay. But the governments would never all work together to lie about the Earth. I mean, they just all shut the world down on the same day last year just to save you. Like, why would they lie? That's a crazy question. Why did they tell us there were weapons of mass destruction and then go to war for 20 years in the Middle East against an idea? A war on terror, that's an idea. How do you defeat an idea? And they told you there were weapons of mass destruction. Why'd they lie about that? Oh, man, no big deal. No big deal. The government actually loves you. That's the truth. They're just trying to protect you. That's why they put fluoride in your water so you have pretty teeth. They also put it in rat poison. And it calcifies your pineal gland and makes you docile and easier to obey slave orders. But that's just a coincidence. According to the official narrative, they used to give slaves fluoride in concentration camps to make them more docile, allegedly. So anyway, what's going on? You guys are just going to keep blindly believing the government until they take over? Hey, we checked the air. You guys can take that off. The air's still good. You don't have to wear that, bro. You don't have to wear that. Thank you, man.
What's up, Machinist Square Bear?
What's up with everyone lying to children? If you are to lead one of these little ones astray, it's better you have a millstone tied around her neck and be thrown to the depths of the sea. That's what the scriptures say. So
That doesn't sound too good.
that doesn't sound very good. That sounds pretty uncomfortable. The Earth's not a spinning ball in a vacuum. That's dumb. They lied. Yeah, we went to the moon in '69. We just can't go back. We measure the Earth. It's not curving. That's why the government admits they censor flat Earth. Do you support the government censoring flat Earth? Do you think the government has the right to select what you're allowed to hear? Because that's kind of called communism, totalitarianism.
All those people can hear us, by the way.
It's crazy.
That mic is very loud. I walked back there, and you can hear every word he's saying clearly.
The Earth is not a spinning ball. That's awesome, dude. $100 cash, man. $100 cash. No one ever wins the money. Doesn't that sound crazy? No one ever wins the money. You guys think we're crazy for not thinking the Earth's a ball. We know all about it. We've studied it for years. We've gone out and tested the Earth. We've been kicked off of every platform. I've been kicked off PayPal.
I'm kicked off of Telegram.
Dude, he's kicked off Telegram, the free speech platform. So we're kicked off PayPal, Venmo, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, you name it. And we're trying to wake you up because we went and tested the Earth. We studied it for years. We went and found out that they lied. You haven't studied it at all. You don't know anything about it. You haven't tested it at all. You're never censored because you just walked the line, and yet you're going to attack us when we come out here and try to wake you up. That's insanity. So you should probably wake up. Maybe you should go test it for yourself. We're not asking you to believe us. That's what got us in this mess. If you blindly believe something just because you hear it, that's what got us in this mess. You should go measure the Earth yourself. You should go study it yourself. How about you just look right now? There's a proof of the flat Earth right in front of you. The water's flat. It's always flat.
Oddly enough, again, there's flamingos back there. Was it ostriches with their heads in the sand?
Close enough. Yeah.
This guy's listening.
The Earth's not a spinning ball in a vacuum. That's dumb. They're lying to children, making them think that they came from nothing and nothing's important about them, and lightning struck primordial soup and turned them into humans from apes, and they're not special. That's not true. The Earth is very special, and so are you. You were put with domain on the Earth. It's the center of everything that exists. But you wouldn't be very easy to brainwash as a slave if you knew that you answered to the Creator and not the government. So we'll just rip that out. I think atheism is the dumbest ideology ever, by the way.
So do I.
It really is. By the way, there's no such thing as an atheist. So everyone here that thinks they're atheists, you're wrong. There's no such thing as atheism. You would have to say you know for a fact that there is no creator. That's what the etymology of atheist is. No deity, no creator. Do you know for a 100% fact there's no creator? Of course you don't. No one could honestly say that. There's no such thing as atheism. You're agnostic at best. And you have a spirit, and science can't explain intuition or memories. The Earth's the center of everything. Consciousness.
They can't explain water.
They can't even explain water and how it changes molecular structure with certain frequencies and has memory. But we should blindly believe the science. The same science that told you to be scared of the air for 2 weeks, 15 months, forever. Are you guys ever going to wake up? By the way, you guys all watch the news. Just so you know, the CIA runs the news. It's called Operation Mockingbird. You're watching the CIA every morning, bro. The CIA runs the mainstream news. Do you watch CNN or Fox News? Neither. They're both the CIA. That's why you believe a whole bunch of lies. Wear 1 mask, 2 masks, 3 masks, no masks, 5 masks. And you did it the whole way. You believe whatever they say. They're CIA agents. It's declassified. Operation Mockingbird. We had to infiltrate the mainstream media to control the public narrative to be consistent with the geopolitical agenda of the moment. That's what they say. And then whenever they were actually interrogated about it in Congress, they said, "Are you saying that news anchors are CIA agents?" And he said, "We'll need to continue this conversation behind closed doors." So you guys should stop watching the news and you should do your own research. The government is the one that made the textbooks. The government puts the textbooks out. They're the one that stamped the textbooks. Would the government ever lie? You're being lied to from a young age all the way up into adulthood by the government. So break free from the mental change and do your own research, because it's getting a little out of hand now. We have lockdowns now. So if we don't wake up, we're not going to have forever. So anyway, $100 cash, anyone that can answer 3 basic questions about the globe Earth. Anybody's got any questions, you can come up here. We have info up here. Don't be embarrassed to come up here and talk to us because you're afraid of what other people will think. Other people are dumb. Who cares what other people think? The weak don't care, or the strong don't care about the weak. Intelligence doesn't care about stupidity. Knowledge doesn't care about ignorance. Don't worry about what other people think. You can also just, grab a car with a QR code on it and then keep it pushing. So $100 cash, anyone that wants to come up here, I'm going to drink some water, but in conclusion, the Earth's not a magic spinning cartoon ball in a vacuum that defies the second law of thermodynamics and fluid statics. These are natural scientific laws. They cannot be debated, okay? They just are scientific laws. They're natural laws. They're not something we came up with, something that always happens and we just recorded it.
Objective reality.
Objective reality. They're indisputable. So how can you make claims antithetical, fancy word for opposite, to objective reality without any evidence at all? You can't. The Earth's not spinning, that's why you don't feel like you're spinning. The Earth looks flat because it's flat. The horizon's horizontal because it's horizontal. The stuff in the sky moves because the stuff in the sky moves. The sun and the moon look like they're the same size. Maybe they're the same size. And they both move in the sky over top of you. Okay? You're not some tiny speck of dust where it's spinning 1,000 miles per hour and you just can't feel it and everything came from nothing. That's stupid. The Earth's not a spinning ball in a vacuum. Do you guys know that? Yeah, the Earth is actually flat, bro. The skies reset for all recorded history around Polaris, and we measure the Earth is not curving anywhere, and 70% of the Earth is water, and water always finds this level, and you can't have pressure sitting next to a vacuum. It's called the second law of thermodynamics. So I debate astrophysics professor, so let's make fun of this guy under our breath, even though I could never even get close to debating him.
$100.
$100 cash if you can answer 3 basic questions about the globe Earth.
Take her out on a date.
$100 cash. Yeah, dude, I'll pay for the date tonight, bro. There's not a spinning ball, dude. You should research it. But if you find Flat Earth Society, just know that that's all misinformation and not one real Flat Earthers even in that group or thinks anything that they say. It's used to try to make us look stupid. So I wonder why that's the one group that's not censored. If Flat Earth's really stupid, why would you have to post up some other group that's not real Flat Earthers to make us look stupid? Why wouldn't you just let us look stupid ourselves? Huh.
Interesting. What happened? There's 55 people watching.
Is this like 9?
Huh? Got 6 people on here. What's up? Thanks, Katie.
Yeah,
What's up, everybody?
No. I thought it was.
Oh, this guy. What's up?
That's dying?
Yeah, the Earth is flat. It's stationary. It's fixed. It's immovable. It's motionless. And you can verify that yourself quite easily. Have you ever seen the curvature of the Earth? Ask yourself. When you go on an airplane, what shape do you see? Look out the window. When you go to the beach, what shape do you see? It's always the same. Level. On 2 different live feeds right now. Live feed. Inception. I'm thirsty as hell too.
In a world.
What's up, dude? Cole Beasley. That's right. Cole Beasley. He knows not to get that jab. Where is this? This is in Buffalo. This is Buffalo, New York. Upstate New York. Austin's doing his tour. Traveling around the flat plain. What state are you in? Upstate New York. It's cartoons, all of it. See, Disney, they brainwash you with cartoons when you're a little thing. And they fill you full of heliocentric nonsense. And then when you're an adult, they have CGI cartoons that NASA gives you. So you go from one cartoon and then you grow up into another cartoon. You gotta get out of your ball earth fantasy. Stop with the ball. Take me out to the ball game. Why is it always a ball? Why is every sport a ball? Ball, 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 ball. What was it called when they had ball? The rich elites, and then they'd have their globes filled with alcohol. All the globe, Earth, every single interview, whether it's comedy or politics, there's always a globe in the room. It's always a globe in the room, confirming that the Earth is a globe because there's a globe in the room. Go ahead anytime, man. I was just trying to fill in the white noise.
Oh, it's going down. This is not quite as loud as it.
Austin, take over now.
Thank you for the intermission. Wait, we're gonna wait on this. You're gonna get drive-by flat smack.
I gotta drink of water real quick.
Hey, did you know the Earth's not a spinning ball in a vacuum because that defies physics? Oh, you better correct for the Earth spin. It's going 1,000 miles per hour east. You wouldn't be able to jog right now if that was true.
Yes.
The Earth doesn't move.
Yes, dirty.
That's why you don't feel like you're moving.
It's ball worship.
Did you know the Earth was flat?
Hello.
Do you think that's crazy? The Earth's flat. I want to chalk that one up to the AirPods. In a world. Hey, does anyone want $100? $100? Anyone want $100?
You gotta do that when the crowd's here.
I think I'm gonna have to make it like $1,000. Hey, do you know that the Earth's not a spinning ball? Now you know. Yeah, we got a honk. I'll take that as confirmation. Hey, bro, the Earth's not a spinning ball, dude. Better correct for that Earth spin. It's going 1,000 miles per hour. You're gonna fall off, bro.
Selective gravity.
But what about gravity? Helium balloons, I guess, are gravity proof. Yeah, helium balloons are gravity proof because they go straight up.
Bye, Katie. Thank you.
Because they're lighter than the surrounding air. It's called density. The reason that you're sitting down and you fall down when you jump is because you're heavier than the surrounding air. It's called density. If I take a beach ball and I throw it in the air and it falls down, well, it's more dense in the air. If I take the same beach ball and go to the bottom of that lake and let go of it, it will float to the top. That's because it's less dense than the surrounding medium of the water because the water's more dense. It's called density equilibrium. That determines direction. It has nothing to do with gravity. Gravity has no scientific evidence. It's never been proven to exist. I guess butterflies and helium balloons defy gravity. The only reason they even say gravity is a thing is because if the Earth is a spinning ball, it has to exist to explain omnidirectionality, which means how you stick in all directions on the ball. There has to be an immense force pulling you down to it. It's the only way you could even propose the Earth being a ball theoretically. So there's no evidence for it. Helium balloons go up because they're lighter than the surrounding air. That's called density. Where's gravity at? If you want to get real technical, there's something called electrostatics, which is known to be 10 to the 39th power stronger than gravity even claims to be. That's 39 zeros. When you take a helium balloon or any balloon and you rub it on the side of your head and stick it to the wall, that's electrostatics. That's way stronger than they even claim gravity is, and you can't get rid of it. Everything that exists has electrostatics. So where's gravity? How do you find gravity if you can't get rid of electrostatics that's 10 to the 39th power stronger than that? It's a joke.
These people are so angry.
Do you think we went to the moon?
See? You said
You said you weren't angry, you just flipped us off.
You just flipped us off.
Hilarious because you're completely insane.
Oh,
how
do you
so?
know? I'll give you $100 cash if you can answer 3 questions.
I don't actually have to prove anything to you.
Yeah, you're right. You don't know anything about it. I'll just talk to. It's called the first moon, man. They can hear me over there.
Do you want $200? Do you want $200?
$200 cash. Since we're so crazy, just prove you actually know anything about the globe Earth, like what you were taught in elementary school.
Do that?
Hey, for $100 cash, I'll give you if you can answer 3 questions that you were taught. So if you think I'm crazy for not thinking the Earth's a ball, but you don't know anything about it, doesn't that sound kind of stupid? It's like telling me the Bible's real, but you've never read it. I don't care what you think.
Oh, everyone can hear him. Everyone.
They can hear me over there.
Everyone.
Yeah.
The whole park can hear
Do you
him.
think you're going to stop me or something? I'm addressing everyone here. We just answered that 3 times.
The whole park can hear us.
You're clearly triggered. You think we went to the moon, huh? I'm telling people they're being lied to, and NASA said they went to the moon in '69, but we can't go back, and they get $60 million a day. So they're stealing taxpayers' money. What's funny about people getting their money stolen? Bro, put her on blast. I know you're a boomer, but there's something called the internet. You're being recorded.
I like getting my money
You're
stolen.
being recorded, buddy. You guys look dumb. So what's so funny? What's so funny about them lying to children?
It's you. Here, I'll zoom in.
What's so funny about them lying to children?
I'm trying to answer you if you'd like to listen.
Yeah, let's hear it. What's funny about lying to children?
It's so funny that you feel as though I have anything to prove to you.
No, you're the one that flipped us off laughing and mocking us.
People of First
You're on the internet, bud. Do you know what the internet is? I know you're a boomer, but here you go. Here you go. Says the guy who's literally triggered the Earth on a ball. How weird is that?
Tell us where.
Hey, do you think that there are pictures of the Earth being a ball? Do you think that the pictures are from Earth are real? Did you know NASA admits we don't have real pictures of Earth from space? Hey, pull your phone out so I can school him. Because this will melt your brain, trust me. You don't know anything about it. Yeah, just leave. Take his advice. Take his advice.
Smoke up.
Do you know what the second law of thermodynamics is?
so funny.
Do you know what the second law of thermodynamics is?
Oh, you can speak, but I can't.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I think it's so funny.
Yeah, you just have subjective feelings. I think it's so funny that you think that I care what you think.
Viva the First Amendment.
Yeah, so peace out. Wow, good one.
Low birth class.
Yeah, there you go. You're so triggered the Earth's not a ball. What a weirdo. I'm sorry we didn't go to the moon. I guess we're out of Nazis. Did you support the government bringing Nazis over here? Do you support Nazis?
Look at these creeps.
You do support Nazis. Operation Paperclip. We took Nazis over here.
There's your Mr. Smith from the Matrix.
This is the typical globe earther right here,
There
just
he is.
sunken in degeneracy and
That guy
depravity.
represents you.
Yeah. She's laughing to project her own intellectual insecurity.
Psychological.
Guys, do you want to be on these guys' side where they know nothing about any facts, but they just have to try and get affirmation from other people while they try to attack us? That's a very weak position to be in.
Nice, dude.
I'm offering them literal money to answer 3 basic questions they can't. Hey, by the way, I debate astrophysics professors and aerospace engineers. They would laugh at you guys. You guys can't even answer what the second law of thermodynamics is. But you claim that we're stupid and insane. Think about that. We're stupid, but you don't know what the second law is? So come on, man. And I was not going to single you out. You flipped us off and started mocking us. But anyway, I'm going to talk over you. I have a microphone. So, the Earth's not a magic spinning cartoon ball in a vacuum. That defies physics. The second law of thermodynamics necessitates entropy will increase and pressure will fill the available space. You can't have pressure sitting next to a near perfect vacuum. That's impossible. The reason that your soda's fresh is because it's carbonated and it has a higher pressure and it's sealed very tightly. When you open it up, it goes psh, and equalizes to the lower pressure around it instantaneously. So you learned something today from the stupid flat earther. That's what the second law of thermodynamics is. High pressure goes to low pressure, heat goes to cold, instantaneously seeking equilibrium. You could not have a pressurized system of 14.7 psi at the surface sitting next to a vacuum without a container because it would fill the vacuum instantaneously. Uh-oh. What about gravity? $100 cash to anyone that can answer 3 basic questions about the globe Earth. These guys think I'm crazy for not believing in it, but they don't even know what they believe in. I just think it's weird. I just think it's so weird.
She's not angry, but she flicks us off, and then he said our mother is a
I'm not angry. I'm just gonna flip you off and say your mother's a whore.
That's normal behavior.
Like, dude, to me, that's just what I call boomer syndrome. You're just upset that we didn't go to the moon. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. The Earth's not a spinning ball in a vacuum. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. The government lied. They always lie. You see that water? It's flat because fluid statics says water always finds its level. That's why we put fluid in levels. How is 70% of the Earth ocean that's flat if it's a ball? How come when we measure the Earth, it's not curving anywhere? How come we see mountains from 200 miles away that should be blocked by a mile of Earth curvature based on the radius value of the Earth, but we can see the entire mountains? Is the curvature of the Earth invisible? Is it see-through? No, of course not. You can't see through a physical obstruction of Earth curvature, and we see mountains from 200 miles away. We see the Chicago skyline from 60 miles away. It should be hidden entirely. Look, your dog's awake. He wants to hear. Hey, bro, you're good. Just keep walking. You don't have to account for the Earth spinning 1,000 miles per hour. That's dumb. I'm effectively to the point that I think that dogs might be smarter than some humans.
How did that go for Amelia Earhart when she traveled around?
Yeah, Amelia Earhart's the one that's in the Bermuda Triangle where they shoot all the rockets and you're not allowed to go conveniently. The Earth's not a magic spinning cartoon ball that defies physics. If anyone wants $100 cash, you can come up here. If you get 3 questions right, you get $100. You don't have to pay me to play. You don't have to pay if you lose. No strings attached. $100 cash if you get 3 basic questions about the globe Earth model correctly. And they're very basic questions. The first one is, how many times does the Earth spin every day? If you get 3 of them correct, you get $100 cash. Because if you think we're crazy for not believing in it, you should at least know what we're crazy for not believing in.
Yo, Bob wants to know where you're broadcasting from.
Where am I? I'm on Globebusters Activism.
Oh, okay. Globebusters Activism.
The Earth is not a magic spinning cartoon ball in a vacuum. That defies physics. So the reason you don't feel like you're moving is because the Earth doesn't move. And the reason that the water looks flat is because it always is flat. It's water finds its level. And the reason the horizon looks horizontal and came from the word horizontal, horizon, horizontal, is because the Earth is flat. That's why the horizon's always flat. That's why when you look up and you see the sun moving, it's because the sun is moving away from you, not because it's sitting still, but you're falling backwards 1,000 miles per hour. That's craziness. The government always lies. Why would we believe the government about the biggest lie, about the nature of the very place that you live? No, the government lies, but NASA's different. NASA doesn't lie. That's the one governmental agency that doesn't lie. There's something called the Antarctic Treaty where every major world superpower has agreed it's illegal to travel past the 60th south latitude, which would prove if the Earth's a ball or not. I thought China and Russia and America were enemies. How come they all signed a treaty that's been the longest lasting treaty in the history of mankind? What's up with that? They all agree that it's illegal for us to travel past the 60th south latitude. It's called the Antarctic Treaty.
So I already said that you're not
Interesting.
allowed to travel past the 60th.
It's illegal to go explore the Antarctic region, which would prove if the Earth's a ball or not.
You're not allowed to.
That's probably just a coincidence. The government would never lie.
You get warnings.
Yeah. Love, bro. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Thank you.
Much love, bro.
You guys win $100?
No, they're flat. He said he thinks they're flat.
Yeah, that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
He knows.
and this is what's crazy is there's way more people that know than you would think. There's 16 million flat earthers in Brazil alone. And that's just the public number. But they've censored it. So they've kicked us all off of YouTube. He's been kicked off. I've been kicked off. We all get kicked off. They keep us censored. No one knows about it. So people think it's some crazy. No, there are hundreds of millions of people that know the Earth is flat. It's eventually going to get out of the bag. And then you're going to be like, I was that guy that walked by them in the park and started flipping them off and screaming. You know, like, There are hundreds of millions of us. And you know what the difference is between the flat earthers and globe earthers? The flat earthers just looked into it. We all used to be globe earthers. We were all told the same story. When we all heard someone thinks the earth's flat, we all thought it was the craziest, dumbest thing we've ever heard. We're like, how do people still think that? But then we swallowed our pride. We're like, whatever, I'll just prove the earth's a ball. And then you can't do it. You will become a flat earther if you actually look into it honestly. That's all you got to do. I've been looking into it for 5 years. I've been actually making long distance observations. We go out and we buy P900s and P1000s, the strongest commercially available zooms that exist, and we go make long distance observations, and we measure the earth to see if it's curving at the rate it's supposed to be, if it's a ball earth with a radius value of 3959. It's the distance from the center to the edge of a circle or a sphere. That means the earth has to curve at a certain rate. That's what you believe. So you should go test it. You shouldn't blindly believe what people tell you. The same governmental textbooks that told you the earth's a ball are the same people that told you Christopher Columbus discovered America when people are already living here. The government always lies. Like the Vietnam War, where they said Vietnam attacked us in the Gulf of Tonkin, and they came out and declassified that we actually attacked our own ship, tried to make it look like it was Vietnam so it would justify war. The government has come out and admitted that. The government always lies. So why would you blindly believe the government about the biggest lie, the most important truth that there is, the nature of where you live? Why would you brainwash your child from birth and say, well, really, the Earth's a spinning ball. You don't feel like you're spinning, but you have to just believe me. The Earth's actually spinning. And it looks like it's flat everywhere, but just believe me, it's actually curving. And you see the sun and the moon move in the sky, but just believe me, they're actually sitting still, and you're just spinning 1,000 miles an hour. They grow up feeling like they can't trust their own senses. They have to look to authority for every one of their answers, and that's how you have a slave state. Now everyone looks to the authority to get their orders because they think that they can just believe in science. It's the magical word. Just say science and gravity over and over, and that makes you smart.
I said gravity, therefore I win the debate.
So the truth is, if you want to get real deep on this, the Luciferian Masons that cast this lie, it's not just Masons, it's Zionism, so they're like the Jesuit order as well. Powerful people, they cast this lie onto you, and they're all Luciferians, and they all know that, right? And they know what the earth is, and so they didn't want you to know what the earth is, so they could hide land, hide resources, tell you there's no more land, and tell you that you're insignificant and everything came from nothing. And these are the same people that shut the whole world down on the same day, the same people that are helping us go to lockdown like prisons do, right? These are your enemies. So you shouldn't attack the people that are inside the same group that's controlled like you are. You should just try to do some research, figure out the truth, and stand up for it before it's too late. The government always lies. When does the government not lie? You know, like knowledge is power, so it's much more powerful if you're the only one with it. You're not even allowed to be a 30th-degree Freemason unless you know what the earth is. So they know what the earth is. These are the most powerful, successful, rich people in the world. And you think that they're crazy conspiracy theorists too? Your story's getting ridiculous at this point. Like I can't even keep up with it. It's just ridiculous. It requires so much blind faith. So, and why, the real logical question you should ask is, why is this important? Why would this guy be out here? Why are we meeting up? Why do we have to link up throughout the U.S. and try to get together? Why do we come out here on a loudspeaker and try to wake you up? Because it means that every country in the world is working together. Every major world superpower is lying to you about the nature of the earth. They've all agreed to the Antarctic Treaty that you're not allowed to privately explore the earth. The earth was created. You were created. You don't need permission from the government to go anywhere. Okay? But they've all agreed that it's illegal for you to travel the earth and to privately explore it. So there's land out there. There's something called Operation High Jump, where they went and explored that region. They came back in the 50s. They signed the Antarctic Treaty. And then 1 year within that, they founded NASA. They said, don't worry about the earth. We've explored all of it for you. Don't worry about it. Look at space. The Earth's not a spinning ball in a vacuum. That's stupid. You're special. The Earth's the center of everything. The sky resets every single year. Pull out your dumb phone and look up star trails, time-lapse of star trails, and you will see that all the stars go in perfect circles around the center star, Polaris, the North Pole star, for all recorded history for thousands of years. The Egyptians built megalithic structures that line up with the same stars they do today. I thought we were spinning 1,000 miles per hour while going around the sun 66,600 miles per hour, while the sun goes 500,000 miles per hour, while the galaxy goes 1.3 million miles per hour. Then why do the stars always look the same for thousands of years? They reset like a clock over top of us every single year. You're not spinning around in a vacuum. There's not an asteroid about to hit you. Lightning then strikes some primordial soup and then you evolve from apes. None of that's real. None of that's real. You were created special. You have a spirit. There's a creator. There's the center of everything. There's no other scientifically viable option other than it being placed there. No, everything came from nothing. That's ridiculous. Everything didn't come from nothing. Hey, you guys want a card? There's a QR code on the back there, my IG and everything. Appreciate it.
Truman Show.
Oh yeah, have you guys ever seen the movie The Truman Show? They show you what the Earth is in the movie The Truman Show with Jim Carrey. So he thinks he's on a ball, right? The entire time he's actually in a domed reality. There's a dome over top of him and he can't leave it.
Fake stars.
There are fake stars and all kinds of stuff.
The lights fall from the top of the dome, and he's like, and it said Sirius on there, so they label the stars of the movie.
Yeah. Everything in that movie kind of hints to you. It's called The Truman Show. They put the truth in plain sight.
True man.
True man. He thinks he lives on a ball, but he's actually in an enclosed system and he can't leave. So the most powerful people in the world, the Freemasons, they know what the Earth is. G stands for geometria, and a compass and a square is how you measure a flat Earth. You're not allowed to be a 33rd degree unless you know this. That's what they write in their own literature. Most of you guys have never read Albert Pike. You've never read or heard of Manly P. Hall. You've never read Operation Mockingbird, where the government admit they took over mainstream media and that the CIA runs mainstream news. The CIA said that. You think it's crazy, but the CIA said it. So who's crazy? Because you've never read it. They also admit they took Nazis over here in Operation Paperclip, Operation High Jump, where they explored the Antarctic Treaty, then signed they explored the Antarctic region, then signed the Antarctic Treaty. All these are declassified. Operation High Jump. They just know that most people won't actually research anything. They just got to post a pic for the gram. And I heard Polo G just drop that heat, bro. There are things important and stuff like that. All right. No, but when's Drizzy's album coming out, though? So you should just take a break, unplug from the system, stop watching news. News is used to brainwash you and to scare you, right? It tells lies to your vision, television. What else do you channel, right? You're channeling their information. It's used to program you. That's why it's called TV programs. You know what else you use? There's something called remote viewing. That's why you use a remote. The television's the #1 weapon in the history of the United States. I'll say that because we don't know much about ancient civilizations. They lied. They were more advanced than they said. So when you wake up every single day and you watch the television just emitting frequencies at you and you believe all the lies and you live in fear and they say, look, someone killed someone. Someone died over here. Be scared of the air. Oh, wear 2 masks, 3 masks, 4 masks, 5 masks. Oh, we need lockdowns. Oh, man, look, this building fell. Oh, look, these people in the Middle East. They're firing these other people in the Middle East. Oh, here's a terrorist group. They constantly scare you and put you into fear because when you're fearful, you throw out logic. Emotion overrides logic. So if they can scare you, then they can take over. Well, have you looked at what happened over the last 15 months? You notice that America's not too free anymore. We have lockdowns like prisons do now. See, prisons have lockdowns, not free countries. That's a prison term, not a free country term. And you guys are just going to sleepwalk through until you turn around and you're in the New World Order. And on the back of your dollar, it says New World Order in Latin. And that's what they're going to try to build, New World Order. It says on the back of your dollar around the all-seeing eye on top of the pyramid, which is, of course, a Freemasonic symbol.
No, the rain.
The rain.
The rain. It rains upside down in Australia.
Yeah, guys, think about this. The rain's falling right now, but relative to Australia, it's actually going upside down. This rain's going upside down simultaneously. I thought we were the conspiracy theorists. This rain's going upside down, and it should actually be tilting, right, because it's spinning. But no, it goes left, then right, then back, then front, and it's falling down from the top. There's up and down. There's not. Well, Niagara Falls is pretty close. Niagara Falls, guess what it is? It's a waterfall because the water is falling and trying to find its level. The waterfall's not tilted on its back, going upside down.
Imagine an upside down water.
Imagine Niagara Falls going upside down.
Imagine the Nile River having to go thousands of miles uphill.
Yeah, the Nile River goes thousands of miles uphill. Just imagine that the Niagara Falls, one of the 7 great wonders on the earth, a huge waterfall, is actually tilted backwards, going upside down on the bottom of a ball in a vacuum that spins. You know, the other option is that, well, the earth is flat, there's up and down, and the water is falling down. So there's a mental prison because you think you have to look to scientists and authority to know anything about where you live, so you can't understand anything. You can't trust your own senses. It's to make you a slave. It's a psychological attack on you because if you can't trust your senses, then you can't believe anything that you experience in life. You need to turn to the authority to give you the answers, to give you orders, and that's what's happened. Now you guys are scared of the air for 15 months. Right? So, like, this is used for brainwash and control. And so you should just break from the mental prison. The governments always lie. That's how it always works. The few always try to control the many. It's just basic history. That's how it always works. And the picture's the author. Right? And so, like, why would they lie? See, because whenever I hit people with the second law of thermodynamics and fluid statics and the measurements of the Earth, every measurement of the Earth ever assume the Earth is flat. You have to drop a vertical line horizontal to a plane and measure the Earth flat. It's the only way you can even measure. That's how we have maps. Yeah, it's called a plumb line. That's how we have maps. Every single military document that talks about planes, they have to assume the Earth's a flat, non-rotating surface. There are thousands of documents from the government that says the Earth is flat. Whenever they shoot missiles, they have to assume the Earth is flat. Whenever they have to navigate, they have to use a flat Earth map. So when the military has people's lives at stake or have to get the bad guys, they assume the Earth's a flat, non-rotating surface. So why do they do that? Wouldn't that be inefficient? Why do they spend hundreds of millions of dollars on flat Earth technology, like electromagnetic propagation over a flat Earth? Google that in your phone, electromagnetic propagation over flat earth.gov, and you will see a weapon system of towers that the military developed, and they assume the Earth's a flat, non-rotating surface to do so, and that the Earth acts like a dielectric plane. So the government's just throwing hundreds of millions of dollars out the window and making technology that wouldn't even work. You know why they're called planes? Because they fly over planes. And some people are so delusional, they'll come over here and they'll say, I saw the curvature of the Earth from the plane. It's so ridiculous. You're just blatantly lying. You know?
Actually, I debated a scientist who graduated from the University of Berkeley, and the only reason I debated him is because he admitted. I asked him if he's ever seen the curvature. He said no. So I was like, all right, well then he admitted he's never seen the curvature. This is a ball earther. So why do some guys admit to never seeing it? These are scientists, astrophysicists. Well, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, like he's telling a story about how he was talking to an astrophysicist, and he said that he's never seen the curvature. But the everyday people that know nothing about the globe Earth will come and say, you see the curvature of the Earth from the plane, right? I know hundreds of flat Earth pilots. Most of them are closet. They can't even come out and talk about it. They'll get fired. I used to work at a private airport. No pilot ever will say that they account for curvature, that they account for the Earth spinning, or that they see the Earth's curvature. Because based on the globe Earth math, you wouldn't see the curvature from a plane. You'd have to be way higher than that. Neil deGrasse Tyson, the famous scientific communicator, who's just an actor that's proposed to you guys all on the internet, all on TV, he says you wouldn't see the curvature of the Earth from 128,000 feet up there. That stuff would be freaking flat. That's 4 times the elevation of a commercial flight.
Tons of people behind it.
That's 4 times the elevation of a commercial flight. So what's up with that? If you saw the curvature of the Earth on the plane, then how come all of your scientists on the side say you would never be able to see the Earth curving at that height? You literally couldn't. So the Earth doesn't curve in a plane. That's stupid. People that fly the plane don't assume the Earth's curving. They don't dip their nose down to fly over hundreds of miles. They don't account for the Earth spinning 1,000 miles per hour east when they go east or they go west. They assume the Earth's a flat, non-rotating surface. There are hundreds of military documents declassified. The government says the Earth is flat. Why does the government say that whenever they develop technology? Oh man, that's weird.
They're shocked.
And hey, if you guys want to play, I'll give you $100 cash if you get 3 questions right about the globe Earth. And I'll tell you what the first question is. How many times does the Earth supposedly spin every 24 hours?
That's who you want to approach with it. Like right as soon as they get here, you just be like, hey, you guys want $100?
Because they're probably still learning at school. It's probably fresher in their minds and stuff.
$100 cash. Guys, you want $100? They're coming back.
Yeah, they're coming back.
Yeah, let's go. $100 cash if you get 3 questions right.
He said I'll look like an art tire for $100.
Yeah. $100 if you get 3 questions right. You don't have to wear that though. Just pull it down. Stow it away. All right. Whoa, chill. We're not even allowed to say that word. All right. So the first question. Did y'all hear the first question? How many times? You can all play together if you want to do whatever. How many times does the Earth supposedly spin every 24 hours? Once. That's correct. Yay. Okay, question number 2. Watch out for the guy on the dumb phone. Don't be Googling, bro. You. All right. I'm not talking to you, man. Unless you're going to sign language over here. I'm watching you too now. No, just kidding. All right. All right, so according to the globe Earth model, how far away is the sun? No. But y'all you can try one more time. No. Anyone else got a guess? Too much. Too little. No, it's in millions of miles. Okay, it's 93 million miles, but I'll give you guys another question. We'll act like you didn't miss it. Okay, so what's the circumference of the Earth? I flipped it. I flipped the camera already. That's pretty close. 23,000 isn't too bad. 24,901 miles. All right, look, I'll give you another question. Well, I think you didn't miss that one. All right, so what's the radius of the Earth? That's the No. The radius is the distance from the... No, it's not in degrees, in miles. Radius. It's it's the distance from the center to the edge, right? A radius of a circle or a sphere. That's diameter. Like a radius is half a diameter. Oh, did you know the Freemasons know the Earth's flat? Yeah, they do. Yeah, have you ever read their literature? All right, later, guys. Thanks for playing anyway. Hey, one of y'all take a card. Somebody take a card. Just take one card. There you go. It's got a QR code. It's got a bunch of info on it. Yeah. So you know what the G stands for? Okay, it stands for lots of stuff. One of the things it stands for is geometria, which is measurement of the Earth. And that's why it has a square and a compass. That's how you measure a flat Earth. You can't make it to the 33rd degree unless you know the Earth is flat. That's what, have you ever heard of Albert Pike or Manly P. Hall? Like, infamous 33rd degree flat Freemasons, they write, like, the Earth's a geocentric stationary plane. That means the center of everything, topographical plane that's flat, and it doesn't move. You're not allowed in the 33rd degree unless you figure it out. Yeah, you can make it all the way to the 32, but you have to get voted on to get to the 33rd. So they give you access to the library, but they don't tell you. They just sit back and kind of see if you'll pass the test. Yeah, bro. It's that and the Luciferian doctrine, if you ever heard of that, which is the idea that they collectively are intellect and reason, and they basically worship the sun because they say it's embodiment of enlightenment. I agree, it kind of sounds kind of wild, but that's what they say. Here, you should take that. It's a QR code. Do you have any questions, bro? Yeah, dude, the Earth is flat, bro. They lied. The government always lies, though. Yeah. So the Earth's not spinning. It doesn't move. That's why you don't feel like you're moving. The sky has lights in it that move. That's why they look like they move. They move around the Polaris, the North Pole Star, for all recorded history. For thousands of years, they do the same thing. They just reset every year. They say we're spinning and revolving and shooting through space. No, dude, the Earth doesn't move, and the lights move over top of us. Hey, I give you $100 cash if you can get 3 questions right. About the globe Earth, yeah. You got to get about the globe Earth model. You think we're crazy because we think the Earth's flat, right? That sounds crazy, huh? Nice. Oh, someone gave you a card. Yeah, you might as well try, right? If you get 3, yeah. It's okay. If you get 3 basic questions right, you get the $100. So how many times does the globe Earth supposedly spin every day? 1 time. All right, we're just gonna act like you didn't miss it. We'll act like you didn't. These questions get kind of okay. Like, yeah, how? So do you feel like you're spinning? Yeah. Well, technically too slow relative to the size. Yeah, but that's not true. You just don't feel like you're moving because the Earth doesn't move. Yeah. Did you know government censors flat Earth? They censor flat Earth. They censor flat Earth. They admitted in Congress that it's quote unquote dangerous misinformation, so they ban it on all of the internet. Yeah. Right. Do you think the government should be allowed to censor us? Right. So why would you have to censor something that's stupid? Yeah. Yeah, I've seen 7 in one night. But they don't come from like intergalactic civilizations thousands of light years away. They're local. They hit land, so yeah. Yeah, they're all around water a lot. They don't go from space. You can't go to space. It can't be a vacuum either. That violates the second law of thermodynamics. So anyway, the Earth is flat. It doesn't move, and then the sky resets over top of us around Polaris. It's like a clock. There is the center of everything, which means it was put there. So you have a spirit. You didn't like come from apes. Like lightning didn't strike primordial. That's all stupid. Okay, cool, yeah. So you see why maybe they would lie though, right? Because if people think that there's no creator, then maybe they'll blindly obey the government and be scared of the air for 15 months. Yeah. Yeah, they are. Hey, did you know this? There you go. Well, a pizza's round, right? A quarter's round. But it's not a sphere. Yeah, it's not a. Yeah, exactly. Did you know that the government admitted they took over the mainstream media? The CIA runs the news. Did you know that? It's called Operation Mockingbird. So everything they tell you is a lie. The textbooks are produced by the government. You think we went to the moon? Yeah. And they said they can't go back anymore. They said they can't go back. They said they destroyed the technology. It's just a painful process to build it back. Yeah, it's just a huge deal. That means all the major world countries are lying together. So it's not like Russia versus China versus the U.S. It's governments versus us, you know. And right versus left's a distraction. White versus black's a distraction. They keep us divided. And so this would prove to people that, well, the governments are working against us. In addition, it proves that it's the center of everything. So everyone knows there's a creator. A lot of people think they came from monkeys. So that's a big deal, right? If it's the center of everything, someone put it there. So that means that there has to be a creator. Yeah. Major lies. Of course, we give them $60 million a day, but they always steal money. It's bigger than the money. It's that, the reason I'm so passionate, I'm going around the U.S. doing this, because I keep getting kicked off PayPal, Venmo, YouTube, you name it. It's the only way to get it out is because there's a creator, and people need to know there's a creator. They should get right with the creator. And they have a spirit, and they're very special and powerful, and they're not. We're made in the image of the creator. That's what I would say. I believe you have manifesting capability that you can create, and you're made in the image of, but you're not as strong. You're not individually as strong as the creator. Like the creator had to give you that power so he would be stronger. Yeah. But yeah, we have a lot of power. They lied. And like religion sucks. It's used to control you. Yeah. And like, but I will say this, and not everyone agrees with this, but I say the scriptures are true, but religion sucks. And religion made up what it means and changed what it says and changed the creator's name and everything. But it tells you, like even what people call Jesus, which wasn't his name, but Yahusha, right? He tells you that you can create things, that you have power. And like, so there's a realm around us that you can't see. There's a metaphysical, spiritual realm around us. They tell us that everything is a tiny speck of dust in this universe. There's nothing outside of it. It's just materialistic. So it's a huge lie. It has huge implications. It's like the biggest lie ever. And then this is the biggest red pill, if you've ever seen The Matrix, right? Because then you look at everything different. You're not going to blindly believe what they say. Like when the whole world shut down the same day and told you to be scared of the air, like no flat earthers were scared. We were like, they're just trying to take, like they're lying. They're just trying to take up. You know, like when they say asteroid about to hit the earth, no flat earthers even blink an eye. We're like, no, they're not. We just go to sleep, you know? Yeah, so once you see this big of a lie, you can see through the rest of them pretty easily. You know not to blindly believe it. If we can just wake up enough people, then maybe we'll get our country back. You know, like lock. All right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Just always be open to new info. Yeah. Yeah. You seem very open-minded. So we were all globe earthers. You know. Yep. Yeah. That QR code will take you to all my stuff. Yeah, dude. I got kicked off PayPal for this, bro. How crazy is it? No, not even close. Not even close. Well, now they censor everything. But thanks for being open-minded. Yeah. Yeah. Have a good one. Later. All right, bro. Be easy, bro. See if we can get this underneath some trees, man.
Yeah, it's starting to rain. Camper, so I'm gonna have to go here, guys. But thanks for listening for so long. You know it.
There you go.
Don't need to say it. Four people still here, though.
See, there are still open-minded people in the world.
Yeah. Dude, who's your audience, bro?
Yeah. Who are you talking to, bro?
You and this dumb wife.
She was triggered, bro. What's up, chat? It's raining, so I'm probably going to call this rep. Please don't go crazy. Please don't go crazy.
The agents put in the word to put the fucking clouds
Yeah, dude. They genetically modified the clouds real quick. Genetically. They did cloud seeding. And they're like, oh, man, get the flat earthers. They're out here reaching people. Make it rain. Yeah. Climate change is so painfully redundant. Climate's change, that's what climate means. All right. Oh, yeah, just so you guys know, global warming is pseudoscience because there's no globe. And they changed it to climate change, but climate's change is what climates do. So that's fake. Why is this like the coldest summer ever? I thought we were warming up. Oh, man, sounds legit. We should probably let the government pass more laws because global warming. Ooh. And by the way, politics is fake. Right and left is used to divide you. There's a real creator. He loves you. He made you special. right? And every single ancient civilization and major world religion says the earth is flat. The Quran says the earth is flat. The Bible says the earth is flat. The polytheistic religions say that the earth is flat. Hinduism says the earth is flat. Buddha said the earth was flat and knew the earth was the center of everything. Every single major spirituality group in the world, they knew that the earth was flat. So how can you claim to be in any way spiritual? You can't even pick one out unless it's Scientology or Mormonism, without saying that you have to twist your own books and twist your own belief systems to make it be a ball. So do you really believe in their creator? That's the question.
A curveball, which is meant for deception.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I love you guys. It's raining, so this is dead. This is my boy, Fire SubGenius.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right, you wanna say what's up to the people, bro? In a world where no one knows what the world is. Hey, you guys don't have to be scared of the air. We checked it. It's still good. It's still what keeps you alive. I like this thing, bro.
Yeah, it's sick. That worked really well.
Yeah.
You can get some food?
Yeah, I'm down to get food. All right, bro. We're going to get out of here. Thanks for kicking it. The rain in Spain always falls on the plane. Look at you, Dr. Seuss. Love to the gathered FE community. Yeah. Peace out. Bob from Globebusters is a legend. All right, so seek and speak truth unequivocally. The weak find contentment in the consensus of ignorance. What's your IQ? Not very low. Let's just say that. The weak find contentment in the consensus of ignorance. And yeah, you know how it is. The weak people are going to attack you, but they're just projecting their own intellectual insecurity. It's probably time that we come together and rally around the truth. For in the end, they will be handed over to the great delusion because they have no love of the truth. And so for those truthers that are still on their way, at least in my opinion, of getting right with the scriptures, I know you guys are probably still good as long as you keep a sincere pursuit and love for the truth. That's the most important thing. So, you know, like I always say, get right with the Father through the Messiah, which is the mediator. And yeah, if you want to support the tour, masqueradetour.com, MASKERAID tour.com, $ WitsitGetsIt on Cash App, WitsitGetsIt on PayPal. You guys get it. I'll catch up with you later. I may do a little activism at Niagara Falls tonight if it's not raining.